Hi, this is Lauren Steiner. I'm the host of the Great Grant Seeking Podcast, a new podcast launching in March 2023. I have been a grant seeker for over 20 years, and in that time, I have developed effective strategies to raise big grant dollars from corporations, foundations, and the government. For a long time, I advised my employers and later my clients to just do what worked in grant seeking, even if the grant-making system seemed inherently broken and rooted in favoritism and backdoor dealings. As a grant seeker, I felt powerless to do anything to change this unfair system. So I just learned to jump through the right hoops and do what worked to bring in the money. And I have to admit, I felt pretty good about myself and like I was part of the solution. Over the last 5 years, I started to get a very uncomfortable feeling that I was actually becoming part of the problem. Then 2020 hit, and the racial reckoning that followed the pandemic laid bare for everyone just how inequitable our nonprofit sector was, and that the vast majority of grant dollars were going to white-led organizations, and all of the power was in the hands of the foundations and the corporations that were built on exploitation and racism. And just to sit by and shrug and say that I can't change this was no longer acceptable to myself. So I began a journey of educating myself and working to do what I can to change our broken system. And this work is ongoing with myself and my team of consultants at the company I founded, Grants Plus. Through this Great Grant Seeking podcast, we are going to explore topics of grant seeking that are deeply grounded in the realities and challenges in our sector and in our world in 2023 and beyond. Not only will you hear practical advice, real strategies, and actionable tips that will help you effectively grow your grant-seeking program, but they will be provided with the lens of equity. Because I know that, like me, you also refuse to sit by and perpetuate an inequitable system. Let's explore together how we can lead from the seats we are in and make grant-seeking not only more effective, but also more equitable. Whether you are a chief development officer, a foundation relations director, an executive director, or anyone else in the sector, join me on this journey through effective and emerging grant-seeking practices that challenge the status quo. Again, this is Lauren Steiner, your host of the Great Grant Seeking Podcast. Our first episode comes out on March 7th. Subscribe now.